Welcome everybody to this webinar recorded session about the eQuotation dashboard. I'm very happy to be with you today to present you this new Amos features that we have released in 24/12. So just as a quick disclaimer, this session is recorded after the webinar had taken place live last week. So we had some video issues with the quality of the recording, and therefore we decided to record another session without you. So this is not live, this will be recorded after, and to provide you with the best possible video quality in our new studio. So we had some problems with the GoToWebinar application last week, and we are hoping to resolve them for the new and the next upcoming webinars. Let's jump directly into the webinar of the eQuotation dashboard. I will start very shortly with the agenda. So there will be an introduction on this PowerPoint presentation. And then, of course, what you are all waiting for is the Amos demonstration, which I will then perform in Amos. And then at the end, the Q&A session. So as this is not a live session, I will just quickly mention where you can find the answers of all of your questions that were asked during the live broadcast. And then, of course, the closing with some new teasers for the upcoming webinars next year. So an introduction quickly. So we have released in 24/12 a new dashboard in the module that some of you have maybe already seen, called the eQuotationDashboard, and to review and process the quote responses from your suppliers. So this is supporting Spec 2000 quotations with Gen 2 and other connectors that we are already working on for the future and already available in the 24/12 version. So this is a new tool that allows the users to award the best quote offers based on the answers that are received from the different suppliers that are quoted. It's really focused on the purchase quotation, so it doesn't have anything to do with the repair quotations that you also have in the repair interfaces. It supports quote requests and responses from Spec 2000 Gen 2, as just mentioned. So this is a new specification from EATA for the procurement chapter, where you have a lot of new features and new business rules implemented, which are now fully supported in Amos for the quotation part. And it is usable. This is a very important point to mention. This is not only usable with Spec 2K Gen 2, but this is also a dashboard that you will be able to use, or your users, with any quotation order that you may place in Amos, not only the ones electronically shared with your supplier. All of this will be mentioned again during the live demo in Amos. A quick word about the versioning, because this is something that most of you are very keen on knowing. In Amos 24.6, if you are already on that version, you can probably open the dashboard and test some functionalities of this dashboard. So it's not completely done in 24.6. There are some functionalities that I would say are limited, and we have added many more things in the 24.12 version, which is released completely, or will be released candidate state probably, finished products and usable productively. Quick word about the licensing. This is free of charge. So the dashboard is available in the eProcurement dashboard without an additional license. And so you may just open the dashboard and start using it, as well as the connectors. So that's all for the introduction. I would like to jump in Amos to start the demonstration. So let's open my environment. So this is an Amos, it says 25.6 preview 1. It's the same thing as the 24.12. Nothing really changes. It's my local environment, so that's why it mentions 25.6. So without waiting further, I will open order management and start creating a new quotation order. So it also gives me the possibility, or the opportunity rather, to show you quickly the new layout of order management. So please note that in 24.12, all of the order types have been migrated to the new layout. So we will be happy to receive your feedback about this new layout. We know it's still work in progress, but now in the past it was transfer order only. Now it's every order type which is compatible with this new layout. So you may see the restructuring of the order with at the top the header section with the action menu, which is now label-less, and the labels are appearing directly when you mouse over the icons. The header section is there with the extended panel, which shows different fields that are not shown on the main. And then at the on the right, you have some fields that where you can apply values to all of your details. And here in this section, you have the search panel, which shows on the part number and its description. And you have one tile here, which is already arranged for you to add an order detail. And it will keep adding some new temporary order details if you want to add more. So I can quickly show you how this works. So here I will enter the order type for which I'm quoting, a P order, purchase order. And I will create a quote for 2 part numbers that I have here. So there will be some bolts and some screws. And the screws are AN320C3. So as you can see, every time I add a part number, it already loads a temporary order detail, which I can just use to fill the next line if I need to add another one. I would like to have them, so yeah, I would like to order, 50,000 bolts and 40,000 screws. Now that this is done, I can already use this section here to input the condition. So as you can see, if I add new here, it will automatically fill the condition to all of the details. So it's the same with the priority, and here I will ask my suppliers response needed by dates. I will ask them to answer this quotation within 5 days. And the requested transfer date I can also add. This is the date at which I'm expecting the goods to be sent. So I don't know, I will add 30 days in both fields. And as you can see, if I extend the panel again, I can see the rest of the fields. Here I have the dates, response needed by date, which was filled on this one, which is now seen on this one. And I can also use a time if I want to be really precise. Now I can simply save the order. I would like to show you some new flags that were added on the Spec 2000 Gen 2 interface, or specification rather. These are 2 options that are called procure as a package and one response. So procure as a package indicates that all the lines and the quantities are to be purchased as a package. So that's an option to communicate to your supplier if it's relevant. And one response indicates if the supplier must send all the responses at the same time. So you can tick this box to indicate to your supplier that you would like to receive only one answer, including all of the positions of your quotation order. So I can tick this one, for example. And on the detail section, you also have one new flag, which is called order not expected. So this is used if the quotation primarily to update the pricing rather than leading to an impending order. So this is again the definition provided by the specification. So if you have order not expected, here it's just a quotation to update your price catalog, for example, but you are not expecting to place an order directly from this quotation order. It can be a use case, a valid use case as well. But this one I will untick. And then I can add some vendors. So here you see the section here that's been added. Vendors, I can just quickly click on it, and I will add 3 vendors. I will add Airbus. I will add the default supplier for these bolts and screws, and I can also add SRT ACC, and then I can save. So these are the 3 vendors that I want to quote. For each of them, you have an independent menu. You have a text section here where you can add some remarks that will be transmitted, of course, only to this supplier. So this is different from the other remarks which are brought or spread to every recipient. And then you have a little menu here to delete the vendor, to create a price book from his answer, generate an order, or publish. So that's only available when the order itself is issued. And you can also open and close each vendor with this toggle button. based on what they answered. But this is also done automatically, as I will show you later. I can just simply now issue my order. I'll close this window, which is the order notification. Yeah, I need to select. I don't see a loading panel. Yeah, the order has been issued. So it took a while because I think it tried to send some emails. Anyways, now the order is open, and I can see this publish button, which is here, to publish the quotation order to the suppliers. So I will simply click on this button, and it will go through each vendor and see if it's a Spec 2000 Gen 2 compatible vendor and try to export the quotation to the vendor. So as you can see right away, we have two vendors that are Gen 2 compatible. You can see the little icon which was added on the tile, and the status of the vendor, which is now waiting for both Airbus and 88044, which are waiting for the acknowledgements from them. And as soon as it's received, you will see a different synchronization state indicating that the supplier has acknowledged or at least received the message. So that's all for the order management part, I would say. Now I can open this order in the dashboard that you are maybe waiting for. So there is a button here, open in dashboard, which directly opens the e-procurement dashboard in the quotation section and loads the order that you are expecting to see. So the one that you just loaded in order management. So I can quickly take you through a few features of this dashboard. So on the left side, as usual, we can see the search panel and search result table. So if I remove this order number and load all of my quotation orders, I can see all the quotations order. So I don't have any states or part number or responsible filter. So it really loads everything, even the ones that are closed, and you can multi-select. And on the dashboard, it will simply select all of the orders that you have selected on the left panel. So I can open this one again, which is the one that I'm treating. So to take you through the rest of the dashboard, on the top right corner you have two icons. One to reload the current selection. So whatever is displayed on the dashboard, you can reload the selection. And here we have a little bell icon, which allows you or the users to see if something new came in. So if I open it, I can see the different actions that took place before. And as soon as I receive something, there will be a little red dot to indicate that something new is coming or something new has arrived. So I can reload this quotation again. So I will take this one, and so you can see this quotation now has no answer, no response yet. So we have a summary of the header, so the quotation number, order type quoted, and order date, and responsible by sign. Here we can see the two flags that I was mentioning before. Here the one response flag is activated, so you can see the icon colored, and here the procure as a package flag, which is indicating here, and not colorized. And here you see order is expected. It's the order not expected flag, which is also provided on the detail line or on the detail tile. So for the details, we have two positions again, two different part numbers, quantities. We have a summary of the response needed by, requested transfer date, priority, reason, and condition. So now I will simply simulate. So of course we don't have a live connection with Airbus and the other vendors. So I will simulate their answers are coming in with the M file import. I can load the Airbus one first. Perfect. And I can reload my selection. And here, so I can see right away that Airbus has answered the two. I can see already, by the way, the little icon from the bell here, which has now a red dot. And if I open, I can see which are the new ones. So here I can see 3 responses from Airbus on the position 1 and 1 response on the position 2. So if I take you through one tile, so we have on the left, so we have the status first of all. Here it says final, so there are different status that I will show you afterwards. We have the response number that Airbus assigned. We have the vendor, we have the part number, so there are different types of part numbers displayed. So we have, in case the supplier has provided a response with the part number that is on the quotation or the detail, then it will just appear as a simple text and its description. Below you can see an example where the supplier has offered an alternate of the part you have quoted. Oops. And it is shown as an AMOS alternate. So this little AMOS icon here indicates that it is an alternate in your system. So -12 is an alternate of -22 in the system. And here below you have a third example of a part which has been declared as an alternate by the supplier, but is not an alternate in your system. So what does it mean? Simply that in the Spec 2000 Gen 2 schemas or like specification, there is a possibility for the vendor to indicate if the part provided in the answer is an alternate and for which reason. If it's a two-way, if it's because of a certain document or whatever, there is a way to indicate this, and so we can catch this during the import of the message, and we can display to the user here that this part number -5 has been declared as an alternate by the vendor. But in your system it is not. Then we have the quantity. Here the 3 answers from Airbus are providing the same quantity as the one I asked for. We have minimum sales quantity. In that case I can see 500 each here. The condition is new for 2 answers. One has been set to serviced. So this is there is a warning sign to indicate to the user that it's not the one condition that you have asked for. We have some lead time information here. So as you can see, there are 3 different lead times. We have the current lead time, planned lead time, and out of stock lead time, which is, sorry, here 30 days. So these are again provided by the supplier in the message and displayed here for information to the user. We only display, sorry, on the tile the current lead time. Ship from is displayed here. And I guess that's it for the tile itself. Of course, you have the unit price. Sorry, I didn't mention. You have the unit price here on the right side with the total price, which is also indicated in case you choose to place an order with this order detail. So 2 other things that you may see, the remarks. So the supplier may also provide some remarks that you can see directly here. And then we have in this 3 dots section, we have some extra data that I want to show you. So there are 6 different sections, or this is 6 different additional sections of data, I would say. We have other charts, so if you click on it, it will open another dialogue, like a dialogue over the AMOS screen to display the information. So here, for example, we have information about the expedite surcharge, which is 500 euros each. The tax information, which is also provided by the supplier, if relevant. We have some shelf life information, so this is demonstration data, so of course it doesn't really make sense for bolts and screws, but yeah, you can just see how it would be displayed in case you are quoting for a rotable. So you have shelf life information with the shelf life specification, percentage life remaining, comments, shelf life from event, so date of receipt 12 months, for example, here. We have some part history data where the supplier can provide some part history with utilization information. We have the ship to, so in case the code of the ship to address is unknown to your system, which can happen, the supplier may also provide a normal postal address, which you can review in this section. With the company name, address, street, number, city, zip code, country, state, etc. And some name, recipient name, and email address, if relevant as well. Ship from is simply the one that is displayed here, so I'm not opening it. And warranties, it's just warranty information. Again, if it's relevant, in that case, probably not. But I can see the warrantor and the time cycle information, which is provided. All of that, of course, is not loaded from AMOS, but rather provided by the supplier in the XML message received in Amos. Now I can import the second answer from the other supplier. Yep. And I can reload the dashboard. So the little bell is also now indicating again. So yeah, there is another status that I want to show you. So as you can see, we have now received another answer from 8844 here with a different response nomenclature, and here as well. So we have two answers from the supplier on this position 2 for the nuts. As you can see, you can have different statuses. So here it says in work, so it means that the supplier is indicating that it's still in work in progress, so they might change some information on that answer or on that quote offer, and it's not final. So you have other possible statuses. One of them is no quote, if the supplier indicates that they are not able to quote this position, so you will see a no quote, and the tile will display a little watermark or something to say that it's not quoted. And there is also the cancelled status, in case they sent you something and then they change the status to cancelled in case they can't fulfill the request anymore. Yes, and the other example I wanted to show you is the unknown part number. So in that case here at the bottom section, the last answer, you can see that this part number here is not an Amos part number. So it's a part number that the supplier has provided in the message, but Amos is not, the part doesn't exist in your system, and therefore it will be displayed with a red cross like this. So for this answer, I can simply click here, delete the quote response. I don't want to use it since it's not known to my system. I can show you the filters now, filters and sorting options. So here, within one detailed position, you have the possibility to sort. Of course, this becomes relevant when you have a lot of answers, possibly. For example, if you do an open quote where everyone can offer their price and lead times. So here we have 4 different sorting options. So the unit price, if I click on it, it will simply bring at the top the best unit price of all quote offers that I've received. You have the lead time as well, so lead time can be selected here, and every time it will bring the best option up and highlight it with a little cup and add a green background on the tile. Of course, you can combine them as well. So here I select unit price 1 and lead time 2, so it works as every search filter or like sorting functionality in Amos. So you can select multiple, you can select the 3 of them or the 4 of them if you need. Part number is, it will simply organize the answers based on the kind of part numbers that you have received. So the best option is an option, the best outcome is where it's the quoted part number, so the one you have on the quote order detail. Amos alternates, then in 3rd position you have the supplier declared alternates, and then on 4th position you have non-alternates, and the worst is of course the unknown Amos part number. So we will simply sort and organize the different answers based on these part numbers. So here if I click, you can see the first 2 are the ones I've quoted, and then comes the Amos alternate and the declared alternate. Status will simply sort by status, so final is better than in work, which is better than cancelled or no quote, and this is how it will sort them as well. And the filters now, so we have 3 little filters, one for the unit price, where you can set a maximum value of the unit price, some lead time below a certain amount of days, and you can also select only requested part number. So if I show you this one, it will simply hide the tiles or the quote offers where the part number is different from the one that you have asked for. I can simply reset and apply, and then I can see everything again. So that's for the sorting and filtering option. Now I would like to show you this little component here, which indicates the number of responses that you have received. So here there is a progress bar in green that will reach the end once every supplier has answered to every position of the order. So you see here 4 out of 6. It means why 6? Because there are 3 vendors and 2 positions, so 3 times 2. And then if you click on that, you can see which supplier has answered to which position. So here I can see that Airbus and 8844 have answered the 2 positions. I would quickly like to show you in order management now, if I go back here, that Airbus here has been closed automatically as they have provided an answer for each of the positions with the requested part number. So as soon as this happens, the Airbus vendor is automatically closed from the quotation order point of view. Now I would like to jump into the functionalities to generate orders and price books. So I will start with the price book. So I can, for example, select 2 entries, or 2 entries from here and 1 from here, for example. Actually, I can select the different vendors. Yeah, and I can click here on Create Price Book. So it's a very simple action that will simply take all of the values, all values from the quote offers, and generate price book entries out of it. So here, as soon as you click on Generate Price Books, they are just created on the fly. You have a little dialog that gives you a summary of what has been created. If I click on the first one to show you, you have a hyperlink to open with price book. And yeah, if I select this one, I can see what was created. So there is the part number, supplier, order type, condition, and list price, currency. And we have the valid from, which is today's date. And the valid to is the date also provided by the supplier on the XML document. And so we simply fetch it here and use it for the creation of the price book. Now this is for the price book. I can deselect this, and yeah, I would like to show you also the possibility. So in my introduction, I was mentioning that there is a possibility to create or to use the quotation dashboard without electronic transmissions with Spec 2000 Gen 2. So this is we have added this possibility here in this little plus button, add a new quote response. So I can click on it, and right away I'm prompted with a form that I can fill and use it to create an answer or a quote offer manually from vendors that I may have received answers from via email or different channels. So I can quickly fill this out for vendor ACC, which was not a Spec 2000 compliant vendor. I can simply quickly do the happy path with just all the normal expected values and lead time, I don't know, 5 days. I can also add a link. So this is also can be nice. I can use the Q&A, for example. Yeah, I can add a PDF. So if the supplier has provided a PDF document with the quote or the email or with the answer, I can quickly link it here, save it, and it will attach it to this object. So if I save, it shows here. Yeah, sorry, at the bottom right. If I click on the link, I can see the file that was attached, and on the bottom section, yeah, I can see the answer that I just added from this vendor for this part number, the quantity, etc. So this is a way. Of course, we understand and we completely acknowledge that this is a temporary solution to add manually, as it for sure requires some additional effort from the procurement team to add these answers manually. But for the moment, it's nice to be able to add these quote offers that you receive by email, while the suppliers are not necessarily compatible with the new specification from ATA. Now I can quickly show you, or not so quickly actually, the order generation. So we have this Generate Orders button, which will bring a wizard, so I can show you. Basically, if I select, so I could even select different response from different vendors from different details, and so you can see how this would work. Here, if I click Generate Order with these 3 quote offers, it will bring a dialog where there will be you will be prompted with some kind of wizard where you will see different positions. So since I've selected different details on the quotation order, I will have here 2 tab sheets where I can go from one to the other and create orders where the system will consolidate orders from the same vendor into one order, of course, and will create as many orders as there are vendors. But for my example, I will simply select this one and this one from the position 1. I click on Generate Order, and I'm prompted with this wizard again. So on the top section, you see the quoted quantity. So it's a reminder for the user to see how much was quoted, how much has been already ordered. So in that case, 0. And here I can see the 2 quote offers that I selected, one from Airbus, one from the other vendor, and preloaded with 50,000, which is the quoted quantity. So I can say, in my scenario, I want to say I really like the lead time of 2 days of, as you can see here, the current lead time of 2 days of this vendor. So I will already order 5,000 of them here. And for the moment, I'm only ordering 30,000 here. And just before, you saw if I exceed the quantity, there is a warning sign that indicates that, so here I had 5,000. Total ordered quantity, 65,000 each, exceeds quoted quantity. So it's just a quick warning sign to indicate that there is too much. I mean, you are ordering more than what was quoted. So 30,000 here. Now if I click next, I will be, so remember, on these Airbus answers, I had a piece of information that was added to indicate that there were surcharges possible for expedite surcharge. So it's possible to map the Gen 2 or the Spec 2000 Gen 2 surcharges, there is a precise list, to your surcharges in your basic data administration tables, so that you can automatically use the answer from the supplier to load this surcharge when you create it here. So here it's telling me I can add an expedite surcharge of 500 euro. And I can select if I want to order it, apply it on the order detail or on the order header. So I can select, for example, order header and click Done. And it will now create the orders and bring a summary information of the 2 orders that were created, one for Airbus and one for the other vendor. So now, yes, it's done. Now if I reload the dashboard, I can see, so there are a few things. The first thing is the label here, partially ordered. So it's become from gray, not ordered, to orange, partially ordered, indicating that you have partially ordered the quantity that you've quoted. The next thing I want to show you is the ordered quantity here, which is a new label that was just added. And it shows the ordered quantity on the orders that were already placed, just next to the quantity that was quoted. Below on the list of responses, you can directly see which response or which offer were used to place an order. So here I have 2, order placed and order placed. So it's a nice way, or it's an easy way for any user coming into the dashboard to review a quotation to see which quote offers from which vendor have been used to place orders already. And here on the top right corner of the quotation header, you can see the orders that were placed. They are grouped by vendors. So here I have Airbus, one order, and for the other one, 88044, I have another one. So if I click on them, I can open with, and if I middle click, I can also see, of course, the instant information. So the orders are placed in draft, so that if there is a approval process, it can also take place at that point. Yes, so now to complete this first position, I will simply select this quote offer again and reopen or generate another order. So here there are 2 new things. The fact that we are displaying here the summary of what is been already ordered. So you can see the 2 orders here with their quantities and the total quantity ordered with the part number which is here. So if you have ordered alternate, it will also show you in a different tile here on the right. The quantity field is automatically loaded or pre-filled with the remaining quantity to order to reach the quoted quantity. So I can order more if I want. I can order 20,000, but then I have this warning that appears again. Or I can simply keep 15,000 and click next, select the expedite again, and hit done. So it creates yet another order. And now if I reload the dashboard, I can see that my position 1 has been fully ordered. So the label is now showing green, and the quote answers are collapsed. So there is no point to show them anymore. So this is collapsed, and you can expand them, of course, simply with this button. The order was also added here in this section, and now the position 1 is considered closed. I can now use maybe this answer or this one, even though it's in work, but I would like to show you also. Yeah, quantity 10,000. So yeah, in that case, the supplier has only answered for 10,000 each. So if I generate order, I can only set up to 10,000, but not more. So maybe I will select this one instead, the one I created manually. And here it says again, it preloads the quantity with the one I've quoted and the one on the quote answer. And if I click next, it allows you to see what happens in case there are no surcharges linked to the quote offer. So it will simply offer you to add a surcharge manually, like you would do in order management. So you can have a charge type, and here it will simply load the surcharges that you have on your basic data. I can say transportation, 500 euros. I can click add surcharge and select if I want to apply it on the detail on the order header level, as usual. And I can also delete the surcharge. I click done. The order gets created, and if I reload the dashboard again, I can simply see now that the whole quotation order was fulfilled, and so all the answer sections are now collapsed. Now I can quickly go back to order management again. I can reload the order, and now I can see that the order was closed automatically. So this is a new parameter that is functional for every order or every quotation order, not only the ones that are placed with Spec 2000 Gen 2 or manually processed with the quotation dashboard. So as soon as there are orders which are linked to this quotation order, like purchase orders, it will go through them and close the quotation order as soon as a certain point has been reached. I will show you quickly. This one, you can see the additional information, related orders. So you have a list of your orders that are placed on this. So like in the legacy layout where you had the orders in the order tree, now you can see them with this button where you can see the order number, date, vendor, and responsible by sign. If I click on one of them, of course, I can see the instant information. I wanted to talk to you about this parameter that automatically closed the quotation order. So it happens in logistics administration, orders, extra. And if I select the Q order, this is the parameter here. It says automatically close and reopen the Q order if all its details are fully or partially ordered. So we have really made it customizable for you so that you can choose if the quotation order shall be closed as soon as every detail has been linked to a quotation order, purchase order partially or fully ordered. So if you double click here on the extra value, you can select fully ordered or partially ordered. So if it means that if you have ordered 50,000 for each of the positions, and if you've placed purchase orders for 10,000 on each position, and if you select partially ordered, it will be closed automatically. The fully ordered, again, will be closing the quotation order if the full quantity has been covered by purchase orders. Okay, and I think that completes for me the quotation, the demonstration in Amos. I will quickly jump back in the PowerPoint presentation. to talk to you about a few things about what are a few things that are coming next in the next releases. So we don't have a precise timeline, but these are some indications of what we would like to do for the future. Of course, we will also collect your feedback from the Q&A. If there are any suggestions, we will be happy to hear them. And of course, through opening also RFEs and wishlist items if you want. So we will add more connectors very soon with third party such as our exchange, but there will be others. So we are always in the vision of having more and more electronic transmissions and electronic offerings, which brings more automation, digitalization, etc. on the process, on the procurement process. So one of them, for sure, is to continue having more connectors to have a seamless integration between different providers or third-party providers. And our exchange is, of course, a long-time partner which we are working with, and there will be for sure a connector for them as well for the quote functionalities. The web portal for suppliers to answer quotes online. So this is something that we are working also on, maybe already in this release. We would like to give the possibility for suppliers to directly access the portal without any logging or anything, to place their quote offers on this portal, and then it will be brought directly into your dashboard automatically, so without the need for processing an email or a PDF. And we would like to go even one more step further, as to add some AI functionalities to scan emails or PDFs. So if there are some vendors that are still sending you emails with attachments, we are thinking of building a tool where the suppliers could answer directly on a preset email address. And the AI tool would scan through this email and fetch all the data which is relevant to create a quote offer that would then be, of course, imported in the Amos eQuotation dashboard. So that will be the next steps for these quotation tools. Now the Q&A. So as I mentioned in the beginning, this is a recorded session. So the Q&A has been, all of your questions asked during the live session have been compiled into a document, and all the answers are thoroughly described there. And you will receive this together with this recording, so the webinar recording. And of course, if you have more questions, don't hesitate to ask them directly through me via email or question support case. And we will be happy to answer and to take any of your feedback. This is very important, as we always want to make it better. So that completes the session for me today. I would like to quickly tease you with another webinar that will be happening in January on the 23rd for the quick ship functionality in Amos, which is the integration with third-party or with freight carriers. Sorry, so you will have now the possibilities directly from the shipment module to generate the shipments in the carriers' systems. So it will avoid that you need to go in the web portal of DHL and UPS and FedEx to create your shipments. So this is very exciting, and I'm very excited to show you this in January. And on this release, we are continuing to work on the requisition orders that will be brought in 25.6 for sure, and some market search functionalities, which will be a way for you to browse the market for a part number and see the different prices, lead times, etc. That would be a step that comes before the quotation order. And the requisition orders in Amos also completing the loop and adding some new possibilities to request for the procurement department to place an order without having to use the usual workarounds that some of you may already use, as placing quotation orders for internal purposes or placing orders in drafts. So this will be hopefully over with this new functionalities of the requisition orders, which are brought in 25.6. So stay tuned, and for sure we'll do a webinar as well somewhere in summer or after the summer holidays to present with this new feature. And for me today, that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you also to Anthony in the back at the controls for the cameras. And I will see you in January again for the next webinar. Thank you and have a nice day.